서든맹스 TV 시청자 여러분, 안녕하십니까? 반갑습니다. 오늘은 2024년 8월 27일 화요일입니다. 현재 시간은 오후 10시 41분입니다. 조금 전에 그 역대하를 읽었는데 20장까지 영어 성경으로 읽었습니다. 그래서 이번 유튜브 방송에서는 그 역대하 21장부터 영어 성경으로 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 역대하가 35장까지 있기 때문에 35장까지 다 읽기에는 너무 36장까지 있습니다. 36장까지 있기 때문에 21장부터 이 끝까지 다 읽기에는 좀 한 번에 유튜브로 하기에는 좀 내용이 많은 것 같습니다. 어쨌든 한번 21장부터 할 수 있는 데까지 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. Now Jehoshaphat slept with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, and Jehoram his son reigned in his stead. And he had brethren, the sons of Jehoshaphat, Asariah, and Jehiel, and Zechariah, and Asariah, and Michael, and Sabadiah. All these were the sons of Jehoshaphat, king of Israel. And their father gave them great gifts of silver and of gold and of precious things with fenced cities in Judah. But the kingdom gave it to Jehoram because he was the firstborn. Now when Jehoram was risen up to the kingdom of his father, he strengthened himself and slew all his brethren with the sword, and divers also of the princes of Israel. Joram was 30 and 2 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 8 years in Jerusalem, and he worked in the way of the kings of Israel, like as did the house of Ahab, for he had the daughter of Ahab to wife, and he wrote that which was evil in the eyes of the Lord. Howbeit, the Lord would not destroy the house of David because of the covenant that he had made with David, and as he promised to give light to him and to his sons forever. In his days, the Edomites revolted from under the dominion of Judah and made themselves a king. Then Yoram went forth with his princes and all his chariots with him, and he rose up by night and smote the Edomites which come past him in, and the captains of the chariots. So the Edomites revolted from under the hand of Judah until this day. At the same time also did early Rimna revolt from under his hand because he had forsaken the Lord God of his fathers. Moreover, he made high places in the mountains of Judah and caused the inhabitants of Jerusalem to commit uh, fornication and compelled Judah thereto, and there came lighting to him from Eliah the prophet, saying, "This is the Lord God of David, thy father, because thou hast not walked in the ways of Josaphat, thy father, not nor in the ways of Asa, king of Judah, but has worked in the way of the kings of Israel, and has made Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem to go walling like to the whoredoms of the house of Ahab, and also has slain thy breastbone of thy father's house, which we are better than thyself. Behold, with a great plague will the Lord smite thy people and thy children and thy wives and all thy goods, and thou shalt have a great sickness by disease of thy bowels, until thy bowels fall out by reason of the sickness day by day. Moreover, the Lord stirred up against Jehoram the spirit of the Philistines and of the Arabians that we are near the uh, it, Ethiopians. And they came up into Judah and broke into it and carried away all the substance that was found in the king's house, and his sons also, and his wives, so that there was never a son left him, save Jehoahaz, the youngest of his sons. And after all this, the Lord smote him in his bowels with an incurable disease. And it came to pass that in process of time after the end of 2 years. His bowels fell out by reason of his sickness. So he died of sore diseases, and his people made no burning for him like the burning of his fathers. 32 years old was he when he begat to Lagan, and he laganed in Jerusalem 8 years, and departed without being desired. Howbeit they buried him in the city of David, but not in the sepulchres of the kings. And the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Ahaziah his youngest son king in his stead, for the band of men that came with the Arabians to the camp had slain all the Eldis. So Ahaziah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah, reigned. 42 years old was Ahaziah when he begat. When he began to reign, and he reigned 1 year in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Adaliah, the daughter of Omni. He also worked in the ways of the house of Ahab, for his mother was his counselor to the wickedly, wherefore he did evil in the sight of the Lord, like the house of Ahab, for they were his counselors after the death of his father to his destruction. He worked also after their counsel, and went with Jehoram, the son of Ahab, king of Israel, to war against Hazael, king of Syria, at Ramoth Gilead, and the Assyrians smote Joram. And he returned to be healed in Israel because of the wonders which we were given him at Lama, when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria, and Azariah, the son of Jehoram, king of Judah. I went down to see Jehoram, the son of Ahab at Israel, because he was sick, and the destruction of Ahaziah was of God by coming to Joram, for when he was come, he went out with Jehoram against Yehu, the son of Nimsi, whom the Lord had anointed to cut off the house of Ahab. And it came to pass that when Jehu was executing judgment upon the house of Ahab, and found the princes of Judah and the sons of the brethren of Ahaziah that ministered to Ahaziah, he slew them, and he sought Ahaziah, and they caught him, for he was hidden in Samaria, and brought him to Jehu. And when they had slain him, they buried him, because said they, he is the son of Josaphat, who sought the Lord with all his heart. So the house of Ahaziah had no power to keep still the kingdom. But when Athaliah, the mother of Ahaziah, saw that her son was dead, she arose and destroyed all the seed loyal of the house of Judah. But Josaphat, the daughter of the king, took Joas, the son of Ahaziah, and sold him from among the king's sons that we are slain, and put him and his nurse in a bed chamber. So Josaphat, the daughter of King Joram, the wife of Jehoiada, the priest, for she was the sister of Ahaziah, hid him from Athaliah, so that she slew him not. And he was with them hid in the house of God 6 years, and Athaliah reigned over the land. And in the 7th year, Jehoiada strengthened himself, and took the captains of hundreds, Asarah, the son of Jeroham, and Ismael, the son of Jehohanan, and Asariah, the son of Obed, and Maaseiah, the son of Adaiah, and Elizabeth, the son of Shigari, into covenant with him, and they went about the Judah, and gathered the Levites out of all the city of Judah, and the chief of the fathers of Israel, and they came to Jerusalem. And all the congregation made a covenant with the king in the house of God, and he said unto them, Behold, the king's son shall reign as the Lord has said of the sons of David. This is the thing that ye shall do. A third part of you entering on the Sabbath of the priests and of the Levites shall be porters of the doors, and the third part shall be at the king's house, and also the part at the gate of the foundation, and all the people shall be in the courts of the house of the Lord. But let none come into the house of the Lord save the priests and they that minister of the Levites. They shall go in for they uh, are holy, but all the people shall keep the watch of the Lord. And the Levites shall come past the king round about, every man with his weapons in his hand, and whosoever else comes into the house, he shall be put to death, but be yeah, with the king when he comes in, and when he goes out. So the Levites and all Judah did according to all things that Jehoiada the priest had commanded, and took every man his man, that we are to come in on the Sabbath with them, that we are to go out on the Sabbath for Jehoiada the priest dismissed not the course. Moreover, Jehoiada the priest delivered to the captains of hundreds spears and bucklers and shields that had been King David's, which we are in the house of God. And he said, all the people, every man having his weapon in his hand, from the right side of the temple to the left side of the temple, along by the altar and the temple by the king round about. Then they brought out the king's son, and put upon him the crown, and gave him the testimony, and made him king. And Jehoiada and his sons anointed him, and said, God save the king. Now, when Athaliah heard the noise of the people running and praising the king, she came to the people into the house of the Lord. As she looked and behold, the king stood at Peter at entering in, and the princess and the trumpets by the king, and all the people of the land rejoiced, and sounded with trumpets, also the singers with instruments of music, and such as taught to sing plays. Then Athaliah lent her clothes and said, "Treason." Then Jehoiada the priest brought out the captains of hundreds that deal set over the host, and said unto them, have her force over the ranges, and whoso follows her, let him be slain with the sword. For the priest said, slay her not in the house of the Lord. So they laid hands on her, and when she was come to the entering of the house gate by the king's house, they slew her there. And Yoeda made a covenant between him and between all the people and between the king that they should be the Lord's people. Then all the people went to the house of Baal and break it down and break his altars and his images in pieces and slew uh, Matan, the priest Baba before the altars. Also, Yoho Yada appointed the officers of the house of the Lord by the hand of the priests, the Levites, whom David had distributed in the house of the Lord to offer the burnt offerings of the Lord, as it is written in the law of Moses, with rejoicing and with singing, as it was ordained by David, and he set the porters at the gates of the house of the Lord, that none which was calling in anything should enter it in. And he took the captains of hundreds and the nobles and the governors of the people and all the people of the land, and brought down the king from the house of the Lord, and they came through the high gate into the king's house, and set the king upon the throne of the kingdom. And all the people of the land rejoiced, and the city was quiet after that they had slain Atalia with the sword. Yoas was 7 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 40 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name also was Shibia of Beer-sheba. And Yoas did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all the days of Yehoiada, the priest. And Yoada took for him two wives, and he begot sons and daughters. And it came to pass after this that Yoasa was minded to repair the house of the Lord. And he gathered together the priests and the Levites, and said to them, go out unto the cities of Judah, and gather of all Israel money to repair the house of your God from year to year, and see that ye has done the matter. How Peter the Levites has done it not. And the king called for Yoada, the chief, and said unto him, why hast thou not required of the Levites to bring in out of Judah and out of Jerusalem the collection according to the commandment of Moses, the servant of the Lord, and of the congregation of Israel, for the tabernacle of witness? But the sons of Adalia, that wicked woman, had broken up the house of God, and also all the dedicated things of the house of the Lord. Did they bestow upon Baalim? And at the king's commandment, they made a chest and set it without at the gate of the house of the Lord. And they made a proclamation through Judah and Jerusalem to bring in to the Lord the collection that was the servant of God laid upon Israel in the wilderness, and all the princes and all the people rejoiced and brought in and cast into the chest until they had made an end. Now it came to pass that at what time the chest was brought unto the kings of peace by the hand of the Levites, and when they saw that there was much money, the king's scribe and the high priest officer came and emptied the chest and took it and carried it to his place again. Thus they did day by day and gathered the money in abundance. And the king and Jehoiada gave it to such as did the work of the service of the house of the Lord, and hired masons and carpenters to repair the house of the Lord, and also such as Lot, Aaron, and Boaz to mend the house of the Lord. So the workmen Lot and the work was perfected by them, and they set the house of God in his state and strengthened it. And when they had finished it, they brought the rest of the money before the king and Jehoiada, whereover were made vessels for the house of the Lord, even vessels to minister and to offer wither and spoons and vessels of gold and silver, and they offered burnt offerings in the house of the Lord continually all the days of Jehoiada. But Jehoiada waxed old and was full of days when he died. 130 years old was he when he died. And they buried him in the city of David among the kings, because he had done good in Israel, both toward God and toward his house. Now after the death of Jehoiada came the princes of Judah and made obey his sons to the king. Then the king hearkened unto them, and they left the house of the Lord God of their fathers, and served globals and idols, and less came upon Judah and Jerusalem for this their trespass. Yet he sent prophets to them to bring them again unto the Lord, and they testified against them, but they would not give ear. And the Spirit of God came upon Sakaria, the son of Yehoiada, the priest, which stood above the people, and said unto them, does say is God, why transgress ye the commandments of the Lord, that ye cannot prosper, because ye have forsaken the Lord, he has also forsaken you. And they conspire against him, and stoned him with the stones at the commandment of the king in the court of the house of the Lord. Does Yoas, the king, remembered not the kindness which Jehoiada, his father, had done to him, but slew his son. And when he died, he said, the Lord look upon it and require it. And it came to pass at the end of the year that the host of Syria came against him, and they came to Judah and Jerusalem, and destroyed all the princes of the people from among the people, and sent all the spoil of them unto the king of Damascus. For the army of the Assyrians came with a small company of men, and the Lord delivered a very great host into their hand, because they had forsaken the Lord God of their fathers. So they executed judgment against Joas. And when they were departed from him, for they left him in great diseases, his own servants conspired against him, for the brother of the sons of Jehoiada, the priest, and slew him on his bed, and he died, and they buried him in the city of David, but they buried him not in the sepulchres of the kings. And these are they that conspired against him: Sabbath, the son of Shima'at, an Ammonites, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Shimerit, Moabites. Now concerning his sons and the greatness of the burdens laid unto him, and the repairing of the house of God, behold, they are written in the story of the book of the kings. And Amasha, his son, reigned in his stead. Amasha was 20 and 5 years old when he began to reign, and he reigned 20 and 9 years in Jerusalem, and his mother's name was Yoatan of Jerusalem. And he did that which was right in the sight of the Lord, but not with a perfect heart. Now it came to pass when the kingdom was established to him that he slew his servants that had killed the king his father, but slew not their children. But as it is written in the law in the book of Moses, where the command did saying, the fathers shall not die for the children, neither shall the children die for the fathers, but every man shall die for his own sin. Moreover, Amasa gathered Judah together and made them captains over subjects and captains over hundreds according to the houses of their fathers throughout all Judah and Benjamin, and he numbered them from 20 years old and above, and found them 300,000 choice men. Able to go forth to war, that could handle spear and shield. He hired also 100,000 mighty men of Baal out of Israel for 100 talents of silver. But there came a man of God to him, saying, O king, let not the army of Israel go with thee, for the Lord is not with Israel to with all the children of Ephraim. But if thou wilt go to it, be strong for the better. God shall make the fall before the enemy, for God has the power to help and to cast down. And Amasa said to the man of God, but what shall we do for the 100 talents which I have given to the army of Israel? And the man of God answered, the Lord is able to give thee much more than this. Then Amasa separated them to with the army that was come to him out of Abraham to go home again. Wherefore their anger was greatly kindled against Judah, and they returned home in great anger. And Amasa strengthened himself and led forth his people and went to the valley of Salt and smote of the children of Seir 10,000. And the other 10,000 left alive with the children of Judah, carry away captive, and brought them unto the top of the log, and cast them down from the top of the rock, that they all were broken in pieces. But the soldiers of the army which Amasa sent back, that they should not go with him to battle, fell upon the cities of Judah, from Samaria even unto Beth Horon, and smote 3,000 of them, and took much spoil. And now it came to pass after that Amasa was come from the slaughter of the Edomites, that he brought the gods of the children of Seir, and set them up to be his gods, and bowed down himself before them, and burned incense unto them. Wherefore the angle of the road was kinder against Amasha, and he sent unto him a prophet, which said unto him, Why hast thou sought after the gods of the people, which could not deliver their own people out of thine hand? And it came to pass, as the talked with him, that the king said unto him, Art thou made of the king's counsel for real? Why shouldest thou be smitten? Then the prophet forbore and said, I know that God has told me my in the to destroy thee, because thou hast done this and hast not hearkened unto my counsel. Then Amasha, king of Judah, took advice and sent to Joasa, the son of Yehoiada, Joas, the son of Yehu, king of Israel, saying, Come, let us sin one another in the face. And Joas, king of Israel, sent to Amasha, king of Judah, saying, The sister that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, Give the daughter to my son to wife. And there passed by wild beast that was in Lebanon, and trod down the sister. Thou sayest, Lo, thou hast smitten the Edomites, and Sarah toss thee up the post beside now at home. Why shouldst thou meddle to sign your heart that thou shouldst for even though and Judah with thee, but Amasha would not hear, for it came of God that he might deliver them into the hand of their enemies, because they sought after the gods of Edom. So Joas, taking over Israel went up, and they saw one another in the place of both he and Amasha, king of Judah, at Beth Mesa, which belongs to Judah. And Judah was put to the walls before Israel, and they fled every man to his tent. And Joas, the king of Israel, took Amas, king of Judah, the son of Joas, the son of Jehoiada, at Beth Mesa. And brought him to Jerusalem, and break down the wall of Jerusalem from the gate of Ephraim to the corner gate, 400 cubits. And he took all the gold and the silver and all the vessels that were found in the house of God with Obed Edom, and the treasures of the king's house, the hostages also, and returned to Samaria. And Amasha, the sons of Joas, king of Judah, lived after the death of Joas, son of the king of Israel, 15 years. Now the rest of the acts of Amasha, first and last, behold, they not written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And now after the time that Amasha did turn away from following the Lord, they made a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he brought to La Gisa, but they sent Lagis after him and slew him there, and they brought him on upon horses and buried him with his fathers in the city of Judah. 지금 역대하를 그 영어 성경으로 읽었는데 25장 28절까지 읽어보았습니다. 26장은 제가 유튜브를 여기서 종료를 하고 다음 유튜브 방송을 준비해서 다음 유튜브 방송을 하면서 26장부터 읽어보도록 하겠습니다. 밤이 늦어가지고 졸음이 좀 오긴 하는데 아무튼 여기서 방송을 종료하고 다음 방송을 해서 다시 인사드리도록 하겠습니다. 시청해주신 분께 감사드리겠습니다. 안녕히 계십시오.